but I definitely felt like I wanted to make contact with you.
I'm glad you did. Did you have any other, I know you said you had a lot of visions and things. Did you see any detail in those visions of what the different beings look like?
Yes, I've seen them over the years. Actually, I'll tell you one of the experiences. Actually, I believe that, personally, I believe in reincarnation. I remember a lot of this. Now, people want to argue whether it's parallel or, different dimensions or different, whatever. But I have a lot of memory that way. And when I'm trying to think of how to say it, I had like an experience where I remembered as a small child, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5, and there was a fire. For years I used to call myself Starfire because I had seen myself on the ship and there was a fire, and there was a man and woman, and each one of them took my hand, and I knew they were going to be my parents here. So I think I came in like consciousness for that reason, because we've all doing this. A lot of us lightlers or glaciers, what do you want to call it, are collective consciousness of that all in all, or the I am presence, or however you want to term it. But anyway, I was having that vision. I came out of it. I was so upset. I was just in tears. I mean, I was bawling. I couldn't hardly bear it. And just at that moment, it was like my door that had opened. And I was a little bit frightened, and I went to see, and nobody was there, so I closed the door. And I went to my bedroom, and I kind of climbed into bed and pulled the cover up. And when I pulled it down, there was, to look, there was the most incredible being there. And I didn't know who Sanaa Kumar was, but is definitely a living presence. And he had like blonde hair and most beautiful eyes, but it was the light. Is actually being able, it was like this light was all around him. I didn't know at the time, he told me what his name was, and I didn't know if it was a star being name or what. But what he radiated was something, again, like this other energy. There's a certain, and I really believe these ships are spiritual energy, and it's the same consciousness. I don't know exactly how they do it, but anyway, he spoke to me for a little while, but it was like kind of felt like, I would say Jesus felt like, that type of love, or that type of purity, and energy. So I've had experiences, like that, and then one with the, the consciousness, the avatar. And then I've seen them that they're like 10 or 15 feet tall. And they wear robes. Very beautiful. They look like us. I'd love to talk to you sometime about the pyramids in Egypt. I don't want to do that right now.
Yeah.
I think that there's also some that I used to call a wedge. They're almost a diamond dimensional looking being. That's the only way I know how to explain them. I've never experienced the gray, but I've never experienced anything like that. I've heard a lot of people talk about it. I haven't experienced, I have experienced once that I don't know exactly what it was. It was trying to feed on me. It was trying to feed on fear. And I wouldn't, the higher, I think that, you keep yourself in a higher energy. This happened a couple of years ago, but I could feel it. It was almost as if it was trying to feed thoughts of fear or something. And so that to me, I think that's why too, when this experience, I was telling you about a year or so ago, year and a half ago, you had to step beyond the fear to go beyond, to be able to open the door. And I think that was when it kind of released that other. But I've seen that, and I actually have seen one that looks like an interesting one was, it looked like a light beam, but the bottom part was more, the top part of this being was, the light was thicker, and it was like from the waist down, it was a little more transparent. There's so many different, I'm just trying to go back to remember now some of the different ones. There is one that looks like, a little bit like they show like a gray Lux, but it's more white, and it's much more, I think it's more advanced or more, let's just say higher.
Yeah.
A higher low. But
probably had some love in its frequency versus just the mental. Yeah.
So, I would love one day, I don't know if I'll ever be able to do it, but if I ever get to, you're in California, right? And you're Mount Shasta, or is it Mount Hood?
No, we're in actually Washington State.
Okay, Washington State. Is that Mount
right
Shasta?
at the base of Mount Adams, which is like...
Okay, Mount Adams, that was the one. I couldn't remember. I was looking between Mount Shasta, there's somebody that with the UFOs, and then on your site, and Mount Adams, because it wasn't familiar to me. I wasn't familiar with Mount Adams, but I was looking at your videos and things. That's pretty intense with Kuan Yin, and the one with you with the light. And it looks like that man, that Indian, I think I've met him before when I was living up in Wisconsin. I think he might be from either there or can't remember what his name was, but somewhere along the road. Or he may be Lakota. Maybe he's from South Dakota, somewhere in there. But he looks real familiar. I just don't know who he was. But that one with the, I'll go back to the one on your website that took the pictures of Kuan Yin. That's the most amazing picture to be able to take, get a picture of that spiritual light on his third eye like that. Yeah. I mean, that ball of light. I love that. And then you had one, right? I think it was around the chest area.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. We're getting amazing. We had Mary appear at one of the teacher training classes, and we've had several other apparitions happen there, and just the energy around them was so phenomenal. And we're actually having some spontaneous healings happen around these energies as well. So, yeah, it's getting pretty crazy. You know, we're out of time, unfortunately, but I can't thank you enough for calling in and sharing your stories. And keep up the good work, and definitely email me with if you have anything else happening out there.
I will. Thank you so much. I enjoyed talking with you.
All right. Thanks so much for coming on the show.
Okay.
Well, it looks like we're out of time, unfortunately. We've got to sign off. Hopefully we can get Leslie back on. We don't know what happened to her, but I know she may have tried to call in, and we had 2 or 3 lines down, so I guess we'll just have to try it again. But anyway, this is James Allen with As You Wish Talk Radio, signing off. Have a great evening. Good night.